came here in September of 1970. I've been paying tax in Pearl for that number of years. Now I'm paying Rankin County school tax, Pearl city tax, you get Pearl water, you get Pearl policing, all that Pearl's asking for. And, you know, I understand looking 20 years or 10 years down the road. I'm not questioning this man's deal here. I remember a story when I was in the first or second grade about a man going through in 1849 and buying a dozen eggs. And he said, I'll pay you when I come back. I'm going to the gold fields. And he went out to the gold fields. When he came back to take the dozen eggs, the price had gone up from pennies to several $1,000s. And he said, I don't understand. She said, oh, you hit the big time in the gold mine. Now, this is what eggs, if I hadn't sold you this dozen eggs, even though they're boiled, if I hadn't sold them to you, I could have hatched all these chickens, and look what I'd have now. So you can't look 20 years down the road. We're still going to be paying taxes. Yes, we are. I love Rankin County. I've been in Rankin County. I taught in Rankin County schools 40 years ago. But I'm a citizen of Pearl. I'm a citizen of Rankin County. I continue to pay my taxes if I'm kept in the Rankin County School District. But I'm going to tell you all the truth. It ain't right. If you live in Pearl, you get Pearl water, you get Pearl sewer, you get Pearl policing, you get Pearl fire department. I see them come out there quite often. There's no reason that people, you're all citizens of Rankin County, and I understand this man saying, you know, you're giving up all of this. You've given up less than 1/10 of 1% of your district.
I want to be known. I'm not from one side or the other. I want y'all to understand that.
I think it's fair. Let's be fair one time. Pearl wants to survive. Pearl is your front door to this county. You have a vested interest in looking out for Pearl. We have a vested interest in looking out for Rankin County schools, absolutely. You know, I don't think your budget. I understand it's about $142 million a year. That's a lot of money. You're not going to lose a lot of money. And we're paying taxes into the county budget. And, you know, it just doesn't make any sense if we can't work together. I don't know of one thing that paying, I've known you a long time. I don't know of one thing that paying attorneys fees, paying consultants to tell us things that we probably know a little bit about does for educating a child. I hadn't seen that. I used to teach school. I was on the school board. It's in Pearl. But I haven't seen where that educates children. What we need to do is educate our children. If we want to go to Brandon, that's fine. If we want to go to Pearl, but we're living in Pearl, and we want to have what's fair. And I believe this is fair, and I understand the desegregation order. I taught under that desegregation order. We're not trying to flim-flam any numbers about desegregation. We just want to educate our kids, and I think we're doing a good job, and I think Rankin County's doing a good job. But let's be fair with Pearl. That's all I'm asking. Thank you.
And can I make a comment?
Yes.
I'm not intended to say anything, but as usual, I can't keep my mouth shut.
Imagine.
There's one group in here that I have not heard from, and so I will speak for that group. That's the taxpayers of Rankin County. This decision that you're about to make is not about 400 students. It's not about a few homes in Pearl. It's about thousands and thousands and thousands of taxpayers in Rankin County. I know that you know your job is to do what's best for those Rankin County taxpayers. But here's what I've heard that may need a little clarification. This board can make a decision that can be rescinded by a future board. Is that a true statement?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You agree to something today, 3-4 years down the road, may go out the window. Okay. There is the risk of a future tax increase. You may You may not know how much that is. There is a risk of future lawsuits. There is risk. And I would just ask that if a settlement is what you want, and if you can get a settlement that brings some finality to this, then that's probably where you should go. I don't want to be back here 2 years from now and hear you all having to go through this again and spend more money. You're almost at the finish line. Maybe you want to cross the finish line, maybe you want to settle. But bring some finality to it. And think about all of us taxpayers in Rankin County. This is not just about 400 or 500 kids. Thank you.
He's exactly right. When a federal judge makes a ruling in a case, it is final. They could appeal. Appeals happen all the time, but when a federal judge makes a ruling in a case like this, it is final. And that's what you're seeking, is finality and bring things to a close. Get unitary status for both school districts and get out from under the federal umbrella. And that will enable you to do what you need to do and your successors to do what they need to do in the future without any further preconditions or consent or approval from anyone other than state law governing what you do.
Y'all are aware that the attendance zone for Pearl, Rankin County has been changed 5 times since the court order. We've had it's been changed 5 times under agreement, and the court approved it every time. So we're not talking about something that has never been done before. 5 times, most recently was out the Taylorsville area back in about 1985, 84, 85. We've had that. 97, I'm sorry, 99.
The fact that we're going there, we won't have to change the things, so, and
The federal judge for his approval, he can put them back. All he's got to do is don't come back. The federal judge can do anything he wants to do. And that's my fear, is that he can do anything he wants to do. That's a big assumption.
We have a motion and a second on the floor. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed by the same sign. Aye. I want to make sure that even though it's present, I'm on record as opposing this. Huh?
I was full.
She was for it. Motion to adjourn.
The motion carried with a 3-2.
To do what?
I don't know if they will have to deal with whatever they've got to try to do. Just try to see if they can if they can't, that's what they're trying to their motion was to try to see if this proposal could fly in the federal Brady's going to have to deal with that.
I didn't understand. I just think there is no choice. Lady's job
Those figures are all. You want me to get a copy of it? It's one of those my eyes glaze over propositions. Let me get you a copy of that. Man, when you read statements, you know what you call official statements.
This is included.
That has as much information as we have. And then we have to sit down and get him raw data. you have to get this raw data go underneath that to get those figures. That's going to give you some of it. Right. That's going to have some of it year by year up until this current year that's going ahead and right. I think so. And then there's one person in our department that's kind of there. Chase. Very conversing.